All right, your Nashville lawyer, Andrew Beasley here, and today I want to talk to you about the Chiefs' Justyn Ross. He has been arrested out in Kansas City for domestic battery. Of course, he is presumed innocent of this, but he has been arrested. And let's listen to some of the dispatch audio. And I just want to note that this is basically police dispatch relaying what Ross's ex-girlfriend has been relaying to 911, and there's a lot that can get lost in translation. But let's listen to dispatch to give a kind of basic idea of what's being alleged against him.
301 and 304 en route, domestic disturbance. The RP is advising a Justyn Ross is dragging her through the house and has torn up the house.
All right, so saying that he's dragging her through the house and has torn up the house, and as you're going to see from the charges, dragging her through the house would be the domestic battery, or what we call here in Tennessee domestic assault, and then the tearing up the house, he's charged with a criminal damage under 1,000. Here in Tennessee, we call that charge vandalism.
Keeps coming in and out of the house, and he does have a firearm inside of the residence. She's not stated that he has the firearm on him currently.
Okay, so firearm inside the residence, but does not have it on him currently. So she's not trying to allege that that he used a firearm to threaten her in any way. If she had alleged that, then of course, probably in Kansas City, that would become an aggravated domestic battery. I know here in Tennessee, if you're using a firearm to threaten somebody, then that would become an aggravated domestic assault.
He's still going inside and outside of the house. Call taker still gathering information at 1446, 301 and 304. He also broke her cell phone. She's currently calling from a neighbor.
So broke her cell phone. That is could be charged as another count of criminal damage, or as we would call it here in Tennessee, vandalism, for breaking his ex-girlfriend's cell phone, allegedly.
Her phone, we're trying to figure out if that's where she's at right now. 301 and 304, I don't have any history at this address for this subject.
Okay, so she's letting them know, no history at this address for this subject. So that's letting the officer who's being dispatched know, there's not any history of domestic violence between these two.
The RP is currently at her neighbor's apartment C. Justyn's going to be a black male, approximately 6'4", wearing blue shorts and no shirt, and his grandmother is inside of apartment B.
Okay. So he's going in and out. He's trashing the place. He's breaking her cell phone. He's dragging her around. That's at least the story, according to her, as relayed to the police. And I'll go ahead and skip ahead to one thing. One thing that I really do not like is that the Chiefs have placed Justyn Ross on the commissioner exempt list days after arrest. It means he's not going to get to play. And the reason I don't like it is he's presumed innocent. And with domestic violence of all charges, I mean, this is a he said, she said. Now, it's a little more than that in that they have some physical evidence, I would suspect, of the property being damaged, but as to what happened between these two, and everybody's quick to throw the book at Justyn Ross, but he's 23 years old. To be a sports star at that age and trying to manage, relationship and all that, it's a lot to have money and fame like that, that early in life. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that there's a lot of pressure on him. There could be more to this story too. Now, I mean, I don't know what all is going to come out. Generally, as a former DA, you kind of, prosecutors often look for, kind of her version of things plus some corroboration with physical evidence. So what physical, I mean, clearly I think they're going to have some corroboration of the property damage, what they call criminal damage, what we call here in Tennessee vandalism. They are probably going to have some physical evidence to corroborate that. Whether they're going to have any physical evidence to corroborate the domestic battery, or what we here in Tennessee would call domestic assault, I don't know. Whether he made admissions to the police about it, that we don't know yet. But he has been arrested. I mean, clearly I would say everywhere, especially, here in Nashville. I mean, any allegation of domestic violence is taken extremely seriously. It is an extremely serious thing. I saw an analysis by, one of the news channels in Kansas City that said, he likely won't serve any more jail time after his initial arrest. But, think of all the other consequences that come with a domestic assault conviction. Being labeled domestic violence perpetrator, having that conviction forever, not being able to ever have a firearm. There's a lot of serious consequences anytime someone is accused of domestic violence. I will say the TMZ article doesn't address it, but I saw that this had started out as a felony criminal damage, or what we would call vandalism, and it looks like that was lowered. It would started out as vandalism over 1,000, which is a felony, just like it is here in Tennessee, and that they had gotten that lowered. So it sounds like he's got a good legal team on this, and the facts I'm sure will come out in court. But what just upsets me about it is I view this as a Nashville criminal defense attorney, and I think this young man is presumed innocent of all this. He hasn't been convicted of a thing yet, and already the Chiefs are placing him on this commissioner exempt list where he doesn't get to play in any of the games. So that's a little upsetting to me. I wish they had let it play out in court, but I know he does have a lawyer on the case. I saw a brief snippet with him in another article, and sounds like they're providing a pretty aggressive defense. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.